So you're thinking about possibly going on a yoga retreat. Maybe you have some stress, maybe you want a vacation, maybe you love yoga. There are so many amazing reasons to go on a yoga retreat, and today we're going to talk about the top 5. Welcome to Fightmaster Yoga, the place to deepen your practice and change your world. Today's topic, the top 5 reasons to go on a yoga retreat. Today I'm here with my friend Courtney Parkin.
Hi.
And Courtney and I have been teaching together for 10 years-ish, and we've done several yoga retreats together. Courtney has been teaching a long time. She's a wonderful teacher. I love working with her. And so I thought she would be a great person to talk about the top 5 reasons to go on a yoga retreat. So Courtney,
Yes.
I'm turning it over to you.
Oh.
What would you say, in your opinion, on a scale of 1 to 5, the 5th most important? Let's go from 5 to 1.
Okay. I would say the 5th most important is the food.
Yes.
Yes.
The
You
food.
have to have good food, and there's usually good food at yoga retreats. I'm a foodie. I love to eat. I mean, who doesn't? But for me, even beyond the food is the fact that you don't have to do dishes.
Yes.
You don't have to cook for yourself.
You don't even have to
Everything is
think about-
provided. Yes.
Yeah, you don't have to think about what am I going to eat today?
Yes.
Go shopping? You don't have to do any of that. And I also love food, and I can tell you that if a yoga retreat doesn't have good food, I won't be doing that yoga retreat. Do you feel like that too?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So the food is important. Another really neat thing about the food experience at a yoga retreat is you really get a chance to connect with people at the retreat.
You do, because you're sharing meals together, and it's a lot of bonding time.
It is. And you also get to, as a student, I know people have told me this, as a student, they're like really excited just to be able to sit next to their teachers and maybe ask questions that they might not feel comfortable asking, like, at a yoga class. So
Yes.
it's kind of a neat bonding experience, the whole thing.
It's very neat.
Yes.
I know for me, when I go on retreats or go to trainings and I have access to the teacher a little bit better, I've found that it is nice to get to know them and see them as a person, because teachers are people too, and get to know a little bit more about them beyond just, learning yoga from this person.
Yes.
It's really nice.
Now, Courtney, what if somebody watching has dietary restrictions or certain types of food that they do or don't eat?
Right. So my experience is that most retreat centers and most yoga retreats can deal with dietary restrictions. For my retreats, usually it's a vegetarian cuisine, but I've also had people that were paleo come and they were able to eat okay. I've had people that did the keto diet and they were able to eat. So I've found that pretty much anybody with dietary stuff can figure out their food on a yoga retreat. What do
Okay.
you think?
I agree. One of the places where I've done a couple of retreats was raw vegan cuisine, and it was done very, very well. In fact, one of my friends came from Buffalo, New York. That's where I grew up. And she's like, where we were from, I mean, it's meat and potatoes every day growing up. And, still kind of like that mindset. And she and her husband, like, they're all about the meat and potatoes. And when they found out it was raw vegan, they were terrified.
Yes.
But when it's done really well, like it was, they were amazed. They were really amazed about how delicious it was and how good they felt all week eating the food. So
That's true.
So the 4th most important thing, Courtney, what do you think that would be? What's your opinion?
I think just getting out of your normal daily life where we're kind of on autopilot, driving here, driving there, and, seeing the same people every day.
Yes.
It's taking yourself out of that and breaking out of your routine.
It's really important to do. We definitely can get into patterns and patterns and patterns, and to be able to do something completely out of the norm actually increases endorphins in your body, I believe. But it makes you feel more excited about life. And sometimes you can get stuck in a rut. So doing something that's completely different is really, really good for your mind. Plus, you're doing the yoga, it's good for your mind and your body, and it's great for your soul, and just to give you a new lease on life, so you can just have a new experience to chalk up in your life.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like we kind of step out of our normal life and we're able to drop into ourselves a lot deeper.
Yeah.
And spending, 2, 3, 4, 5+ days on a retreat with yourself and practicing yoga every day and being around like-minded people, a lot of things that you didn't necessarily know were going on can kind of bubble up in a good way. You can, become more connected with yourself.
Yes. Okay, so number 3.
Emma, what's number 3?
What's the third thing, Emma? So the third most important thing, we were talking about it, Courtney and I, sharing space. So a lot of my students, Courtney, they practice online, and so they're not even really used to practicing with other yogis. And did you know we found a statistic recently that 55% of people who practice yoga have never even been to a studio?
Wow, that's amazing.
Mind-blowing. So
yeah.
But sharing the space, what about sharing the space do you think is good?
I think that, on retreat, this group of people comes together and, we share space in circle format, we share space in yoga practice and meditation and relaxation. And it just adds such a deeper element to it, sharing the energy of others. I practice at home a lot, actually. I've watched some of your videos.
Oh, thanks.
I love them. But I do a lot of home practice, and I love it. I love to be by myself and in my element. But when I step outside of that and I get to practice in a room full of people, especially on a retreat where you're getting to know these people really well, it just adds such a nice, deep element to the practices.
What do you think, Courtney, about someone who's considering going on a retreat, but they're not going with a friend? Like they're like the brave but scared kind?
The brave but scared.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I think it's awesome. I have a lot of students that, they want single rooms, they want their own space, and they're nervous to share, bedroom space and bathroom space with other people. And for me, my experience is that the single rooms go fast, and then the people that want to still come, they have to room up with somebody. And I have heard from, I'm thinking of a few students in particular right now, that what initially was they were very hesitant about sharing a room with another person. Those people became best friends. They still stay in contact. They get together when they're in town together. And it really has formulated really strong frienships with people.
I've seen the same thing happen, and I'm thinking of a couple people too, Molly and Alicia, I think, when they were together, and they didn't know each other at all at the beginning of the retreat, and they shared a room. By the end, they were like besties. Yeah. so cute. It's so fun to see.
It is fun to see. Yeah.
So the number 2 thing, number two, laughter.
Laughter.
Will you talk about laughter? Because we get silly.
So when you're on retreat and, day 1, everyone's kind of hesitant and not knowing everybody very well. And then after a day or 2, everyone starts to loosen up a little bit, and the laughter starts to get really loud. Like Lesley mentioned, meal times, bonding time, lots of laughter then. On one retreat in particular, Lesley and I led in Sedona. One night, we had the group do vision boards, and after the vision boards, we had a dance party.
Yeah, we just put the music on.
And I can't even remember what music we were playing.
I remember Happy.
Yeah, and there was a lot of getting down happening, and
let me just say, I'm not a good dancer. It always surprises people, but no, I'm not a good dancer.
I think you're a good dancer.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I always feel really uncomfortable dancing, but when I do it, I just like, you know what? Just it's just fun, and nobody's like staring at me, believe it or not,
Yeah.
right? No one's staring at anybody. We're just like doing our own thing, and it just feels really good to just completely let go and have some fun. Do you remember when you were a kid and you used to have fun?
Yeah.
We do
happened?
that kind of stuff on the retreats. We try to, I mean, we don't even try to build it in. It most of the time just like organically happens, but I've had the biggest belly laughs on yoga retreats than I've had like anywhere else, and it's, you know, completely sober, all of that kind of stuff. So it's a really great way, and you know, laughing is a wonderful release for your body and your nervous system.
It
Who
is. And it works the abdominal muscles really well.
Just tighten those up, get really strong abs.
I'm doing it right now.
Yes. And the number one reason to come on a yoga retreat is, drum roll, what is it, Courtney?
Connecting with others.
Connecting with others. When we are home doing our practice by ourselves, there's something really nice about that. But when we get to connect IRL, in person, with other people and sharing space, it's a wonderful thing. And I just want to mention that in this day and age, I'm going to sound like an old. When I was a girl, we used to go out and we'd play with our friends, and no. But in this day and age, you can really get stuck behind your smartphone, your computer. You don't really need to leave your house. You can have food delivered. You can have pretty much anything delivered to your house. You don't really have to leave. But it's important to connect with other people, share space, like physical space. Like I am telling you, yesterday I was telling a friend that Courtney was coming over to our house today, and I was telling about, when we're gonna do video, and I was so excited, and my friend said, you know, anytime you talk about doing anything with Courtney, you just light right up. But it is very important to be with other human beings. We need each other.
We do.
We need to even have touch with each other, and not in a weird way, but like at a yoga retreat, you know, like we might sit in a circle and hold hands, or you might have a hands-on adjustment from your teacher, as long as you're okay with that. But just having not just the, you know, the physical space together, but actual touch. And we end up hugging a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're a hugger, we're not going to force anyone to hug, but we end up hugging a lot.
Yeah,
so
we do. Yeah, the connection is really important. I love what you said, and even just understanding, knowing that people are there to support you and opening up about what's going on with you, even if it's just a little bit of opening up, just allowing yourself to be vulnerable, and then seeing that when you open up a little bit, there's a whole group of people there to hold your hand.
Yeah, and when you
amazing.
when you allow yourself to get a little vulnerable, and then people aren't like, oh my gosh, you know, everybody's very supportive. It really helps like your confidence to be who you are, to be authentic. Because the more you can like, you know, peel away and chip away that armor and be your authentic self, the better you're gonna feel anyway. And doing that in a safe space of like a yoga retreat is amazing. Speaking of yoga retreats, I'm doing some coming up this summer.
I would like to go.
I wish you could. I wish
know,
you could. We're going to be in Provence, although that one is sold out. But we do still have space in Denmark, and you can go to fightmasteryoga.com to check that out. And I'm doing a 2-day workshop in Amsterdam. So Denmark's like the beginning of July, and then Amsterdam's around the middle. And now changing the subject very quickly. Do you want to know if yoga for weight loss videos work? Click this link right here and find out, and we will continue our conversation.